Okay, so today I'm going to be playing 2K26 for the first time in a little bit. I think it's all the way since maybe October 26th, because I probably say this at the beginning of every episode, but I always have to go back and check my last VOD of when I played it last, because I do these little permanent game mode round robin, so every time I lose a game, I have to switch to the next mode. And then even within that, I do sort of the mode within the mode, so like, you know, we just lost as, according to that one, I just lost in my career in the theater in like the no squads 3v3. So now I would have to move on to play now online. And in that I just lost as like the historic Suns. So now I think I've lost with all the historic teams. That's also hard to keep track of because whenever the season resets, it doesn't even show your backlog of the last games that you played. But so we'll do that. Then if we lose, we'll go with whatever team goes after the Magic, the current Magic. And then we'll go to my team, and then we go back to the beginning, like the showdown, because we just lost as the limited, the female-only team that I'm using, the WNBA-only team, for the salary cap limited, right? So it's a little bit complex how I do that. The best way to actually tell, I guess, would be the fact that, well, first of all, I had to, it shows you how long maybe it's been that since I've done this, that I like how gold his shoes are there, though I didn't notice how much that stands out. Or Steph Curry in the news, I guess, has left his thing with, who is it even? I forgot. Is it New Balance's Kawhi, I think. Whatever, he left his shoe company to do his own, or maybe he'll go with Nike, I'm not sure. But basically, yeah, let's roast, since we roast Botez so much in chess for getting female privilege and stuff. Let's roast Caitlin Clark for getting female privilege. Not that she isn't good, right? But still, like the amount of attention relative to the league and everything else, right, is a little bit odd. In fact, that's even a bad comparison because she's at least really good, one of the best players in the WNBA, versus Botez, who's not even top 25,000 in the world, and like even amongst women, you know, not even whatever, not top at all, not a grandmaster, nothing like that, not even close. So, you know, I like when people throw out that word, what is it, incel, because the problem with that is, you know, it's like, oh, I wrote a short story about Judith Polgar, and I, you know, extol the virtue, there she is, you speak of the angel and she shall appear, and I'm not talking about Angel Reese, but basically, I like when they have these WNBA players as like on the dunk list, like, oh, bounce, as in, oh, she, like they had, who was that, Brittany Griner or somebody on the all dunkers kind of list. Remember that one time in her career when she dunked, or like something like that? That means that she's a great dunker and she's going to be a part of this, you know, dunk set of players, right? It's like, right, for them it's a big deal if they hit one dunk, let alone like being a great dunker in the league. To try to equate that is so stupid, right? Remember when Ninika Okongwu, or however you say it, right, was better than Tyrese Maxey or as good as David Robinson, right? Remember that time? Either at jumping or bouncing or dunking or whatever they're trying to convey, or even overall as a player, right? Because they are directly equating it because they're in the same mode. But no, what was I saying? I had to update my console actually because it's been that long, I guess, and it was also asking me to update the game, but I think it just went away. I wasn't even doing it. But yeah, Curry left maybe his shoe company, and yeah, that's just what's tricky about doing this series, is if you don't do it for a while. Where does it even let you update if you want to? Because it just said that. I'm almost curious. Hang on. Wait, how do you... What is going on? Let's close, or I could check for update that way, but it does it within the game too. What was I saying? I was in the middle of saying something. The best way to check what I just recently did would be to go into the Play Now Online and look at the history. So according to that last video, which I think is the last time I did it, it would be that I just won a game with the Magic, and then I lost a game as the historic Suns. So whatever team comes after the Magic, I guess, I would do that, and again, then I would do the my team, and then I would do my career. So this, we have the interesting honor of our my career player getting to potentially 69 overall, which is of course very funny. But I guess that joke is outdated now, right? I like the, the whole 6-7 thing going on. So the good joke with that, I guess, is, oh, why is 69 no longer a meme and now it's 6-7 because 7, 8, 9, haha. But it's basically one of those things that becomes ubiquitous just through repetition alone, right? There's no real meaning to it. If you ask somebody to explain it, right, what is the, at least 69 is an innuendo. 6-7, I guess, is just from some song lyric, which I don't even know what the song is, or I've never heard it. Like, maybe I'd know it if I heard it, but I don't even bother to, look into stuff like that. Like, I don't really care. It's just, it's some lyrics from a song, and it just kind of exploded, and everybody's saying it. But even like Skibidi Toilet, like maybe a lot of people don't know that. Eventually I relented and did look into it. So what he's actually saying there is not Skibidi at all. There is some other song actually called that, but where the lyrics are actually Skibidi, but that's for something totally unrelated and super old. But it's he's saying "Give It to Me" by Timbaland, right? And it's just sped up. So he's saying "Give it to me" but sped up, so it sounds like Skibidi. Right, so it's just a kind of a coincidence. It's not like it's even meant to say that. So I feel like as much as people glaze Jokic all the time, my one issue with it is that if you ask me, with my old school defensive mentality that I always extol the virtue of defensive players and stuff, what I would almost have to do is I would have to say that Giannis has to be better because the other side of the floor does matter, right? As amazing and dominant as Jokic is offensively, I can't diminish the... I've been kind of struggling in this tier a little bit, though. Or no, I guess not. That was when I had advanced to the next tier. This is resetting it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I lost as every single... Oh no, I guess I still have the Cavs, though, somehow. The historic Cavs. I thought I had like the Kansas City or something too. But how? Oh, I don't know why it does this to me. Every time, there was a time before when it did that too. Maybe because it updated, I have to log in, which is the whole pain because I have to use some other phone that I don't have, or that it's like really janky and I have to turn it on at the right angle or it won't come on. Because I have like some email that's tied to that it's kind of complicated. But so of the historic teams, I either have this one and maybe the Kansas one. Like, I don't even remember. See, it would have been like the last season if I had done it. But yeah, we could do the Cavs, or we could do, again, whatever team comes after the Magic. We have those win streaks on. Oh, I didn't realize that would work. Like, you can play the 2K on mobile and it's still... I wonder if it lets you actually play games online in that too. I didn't know it would sync the progress and stuff like that because I've been doing the mobile streaming lately. There are a couple versions of 2K on there. That'd be kind of cool. You can farm out shit. Obviously, the gameplay won't be any good for it, but I did actually get a controller for that too. So like, I've been trying to do a foray into mobile streaming. All these kind of weird things that I do on a whim. Right, and it usually starts with an unboxing, like, okay, I'll unbox this thing, and then I'll make a whole thing out of it, make a series with whatever it is. So those are kind of the two main series that I have going on right now, which is either this, or, which I just do occasionally, or the actual iPhone mobile streams, right? Those are the two main things I've been doing, which that one, I guess, is pretty broad. Even this could be broad, like I could do other things on the PS5, but... Apparently, I saw an interview, though, where Curry said he can't spin the ball on a finger, which I'm surprised. Of all the kind of fantastical, magical things he can do. Right, although I feel like he's become a bit overrated because people are trying to now put him over Magic and best point guard ever. It's all this recency bias. Right, the same way that you want to say LeBron is the GOAT. It's like, you know what would have made him the GOAT to someone like me is like, he's with the Heat and they're talking about not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. If they would have won every single year, like those 4 years straight, then you'd have a case, right? So you go with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, you make a super team, you lose in 2011 because you choke, right? That's his fault. And then you win 2 in a row. And then even in 2014, you get destroyed, but you should have he could have averaged 40 and just won that. And I know that might seem unreasonable, but that's what the standard is, right? The standard is extremely high. We shouldn't have to make excuses. So if you would have won those 4 straight, then I almost would have been convinced. But all this longevity stuff doesn't really mean much to me because, and apparently it doesn't mean much to other people too until it applies to LeBron, because that kind of triggers me. Like nobody was saying that Kareem was the GOAT, right? Or very few people would say that. And now all of a sudden when LeBron's the leading scorer, oh, now that makes him the GOAT. It's like, you know, you don't have any credibility unless you would have said that in the first place with you know, if you said Kareem was the GOAT until LeBron became the all-time leading scorer, then you would have a chance, or then you would have some credibility, but not if you have people would go from Jordan to LeBron. So you have, the criteria is just different, right? And I'm a peak performance guy where I always say, like, okay, I care about how good you were at your best. So I take Wilt because he averaged 50 and 25, and you can try to discredit it, but it really isn't the case because people glorify Tim Duncan, and guess what Wilt did on the Lakers later in his career when he had been through some injuries and he was playing a lesser role and a more deferential role. Even then, he was basically Tim Duncan. He was putting up Tim Duncan-esque numbers, you know, 20 points a game, high field goal percentage, a lot of blocks, which unfortunately weren't recorded for most of his career. And then, or maybe for all of it even too. I can't remember when they started tracking that, but basically, and there's a lot of things actually that didn't exist on, like all defensive first team, he would have made a lot. There's all these stats that omit him, and yet he's still the GOAT. But no, it's like he, you know, he put up Tim Duncan as numbers, in fact, a much better rebounder, right? So if he could have 20 plus rebounds against Kareem, a prime Kareem, how could he not lead the league in rebounds in an era where Dennis Rodman could lead or where Charles Barkley could lead in rebounds, right? Like, at what point do we act like, oh, it's so much more competitive in the modern era? It's like, really? Dennis Rodman can lead in rebounding, Charles Barkley? Like, it makes no sense. But that's when you know you're truly the GOAT, when people have to try to discredit your whole era, like Paul Morphy in chess or something like that. You're so far ahead of your time that instead of getting credit for being ahead of your time, they criticize your time and say, oh, well, that time just doesn't count. But no, like, why wasn't anybody else that good then? Why was it only you? Right? Even if you say, oh, it's a freak athlete, or, oh, it's because he's tall, even though he wasn't that tall and it wasn't that big of a height advantage compared to, you know, George Marasan and Manute Bol and stuff. It's like, even if that was, like, okay, let's say, you know, people are glazing Wemby now, right? Why don't we diminish him? Oh, it's only because he's 7'5". But what if you said, okay, there's a 10-foot player that's going to come in the league next year, right? He's 10 feet tall, and he averages 100 a game because of it, and 50 rebounds a game. Well, so what? That's legitimate because, you know what I mean? It still counts. You can try to ban him from the league, but it's like, okay, that's part of the game. So what do you want me to say? But yeah, we had one of those annoying moments now, one of my signature AFK type moments, where for the second time in trying to do the series, like when I first started doing it, that happened where I was subscribed to PS Plus, but it apparently had some issue with the payment because my default method or something wasn't the right card and this old card expired. So I had to go through a whole thing on my other phone that I never use. I had to actually go drive somewhere and get it the last time. That was on like a super long stream, so I just kept it running. And I got Chick-fil-A on the way, and I just kind of was pissed and just didn't even care. Right, but it's like, okay, I had to get that phone, and then I have to turn it on. It's got some battery issue, like where I have a pad for it and it doesn't come on all the way, or it's always dying, right? It's kind of broken down, but only that phone has access to the one email that I still didn't change, even this time, to another one, but to that email that's tied to my PSN account that I then have to reset the password because I can never remember the password, or even if I have to verify something. So then I have to do that to try to change the payment method. And so I did that the one time, then I had to do it again here because apparently I still didn't update the payment method again, even though when I did it last time. So that's really annoying. So that's like a good life lesson moment, which partly I did, but partly I still haven't done. Like I didn't change the email when I probably should, because one day that's going to bite me in the butt if that phone just stops working altogether and I need it, or again, like even changing the payment method I did this time, but it's like when something happens, right? This is like the stigma effect from my debate format 12 years ago that I talked about. When something bad happens or something you regret or you make a mistake or whatever, right? Don't just deal with it in the short term. Think about it in the long term, like what created that situation so that it doesn't happen again, right? So you try to learn from it and make a bigger picture. So I should have changed the email, or I should have done something that would prevent it from happening again, instead of just like, oh, I'm going to do a short-term fix and then I'm not going to address the larger problem in the big picture. So now that is actually amazing that happened the second time though. So we apparently have the Cavs as a historic team that we can still play as, which is kind of shocking. I thought we didn't have any left. The only other one that I thought we might have, and we'll play now, is the team after the Magic. But I'm surprised that the Kansas City thing, but I guess it couldn't be, because if we did win as that, we wouldn't be able to play as them still. Like, I don't remember, so I'll just count it like, right, it would say recently used, because I forget to what extent this game accounts for injuries, because right, like sometimes you would get the players even if they're injured, especially at the beginning of the season. We lost as the Suns, we lost as the Mavericks. I just don't remember the Kansas City Kings. I really don't remember. That I almost feel like I did win as them, but if I had, wouldn't it be like, it would say recently used, right? Like why? And if it wasn't recently used, I don't know. It's annoying because if it resets the season, I'd have to go back ages in my VODs to try to figure out the last time I played as them, so whatever. But the one for sure that we can still do are the Cavs, which is kind of mind-boggling. So that's the one historic team that's still alive on the tier 3, and then we're moving on to tier 2. So there is a possibility of failing this mode overall. If I go through every single team, right, basically I get extra lives whenever I unlock historic teams, a new set of historic teams, right? If I go through every team here and I lose a game and then I don't have any more to play as, then I can't play this mode at all anymore, right? I basically fail. Or if I unlock every historic team, or as many as you can, then oh, that's a spicy P type move. But if I unlock every historic team, I guess I win. Or if I lose as every team, whether it be every team that I have or whatever, right, and I can't play as anymore, then Amen Thompson, future MVP, but not for this dude. What was that slow shit, man? But no, it's the guy who invented basketball, Naismith. I've got a million jokes. That's why I care about the NBA for the memes and the jokes, not for I'm not going to make the mistake that Giannis made, where I play up so close on Sengun and act like that's a big thing. Look at how I'm playing so fast and shit too. But yeah, the Rockets are kind of going to be overrated. Like, even with KD, they're not going to be much better than they were last year. And so oh my god. But no, what I was saying is the fact that, why I keep trying to pass it. Like, that guy was open there. What is this? Oh my god, it's like a delay, man. I like the way they're playing defense though, kind of collectively, without me needing to even do any settings. But Durant is one of those guys, like, he's just so tall, he'll just jack it up, and most of the time he'll make it. What is that, man? Like, you have a clear path, even if, man. Yeah, Thompson can cook you very easily. Yeah, that's what you should actually do, as much as I don't like to give advice to my opponent, basically. You should, I don't know why I like Spicy P as a ball handler, actually. What is this? What the fuck? Yeah, the longevity of Durant and Curry is both more impressive than you might think, because they have been through some injuries that would make you question it.
Pass to Jackson. Indiana moving it around. And there's the call on
What?
Thompson. That is his first
I forgot what I was saying at the beginning though. Like,
Rockets making a switch here.
oh yeah, the historic teams, like I could lose if I.
Now Jackson. Back to Nembhard.
God damn, they're not giving me open shit.
Here's Walker.
I'm glad that it rewards you for a pass like that though, like a cut that they kind of recovered, but I don't know, it was just like a slower animation than I wanted.
Pass to KD.
Come on, man.
From outside off the mark. Indiana leading. Siakam high post. Rebound by
Like, I get that there was some pressure on that, but
33 left.
this guy seems to play in like a kind of normal way though. Like, he's not too crazy. There was a good cut there, but he missed it.
Now Shepard. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession.
Nice block. See, you might say, oh, you should play on ball and not switch, but you kind of have to sometimes. Like,
122 left.
okay, go ahead, cook me with Steven Adams. I don't care. Like, how did they do that? How did they do that back down? I try to back down so many times and it doesn't let me do that animation. Like, he's backing down like a prime Shaq or something, getting me on the other side of the rim and then going back the other way.
Quite a few takeaways for them in the early part.
Yeah, the dunks in general are kind of overpowered.
What a phenomenal athlete Siakam
Like, you can't block dunks at all, it seems like.
at the rim.
Or sometimes my opponents, it'll give them the animation like,
Going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Here's Shepard. Pass to Nembhard.
they recover so well. Like, I don't get it.
Indiana needs to get a shot off. Back to Jackson. Here's Shepard.
I just assume everybody can shoot, but the one person who can't shoot is me,
And the official
because I can't hit the releases to save my life, and they look so intimidating. But no, if I can get back to my point, I always get distracted when playing this. Like, it's hard to maintain a train of thought.
of the game.
You can just tell I want to take a three, but they're not letting me.
4 on the clock. Morris with the bucket.
But I don't always take threes, but when I do, they're either wide open or it's kind of a big deal. Like, if somebody like me starts hitting threes, it's over. I'm like Ben Simmons or some shit. Like, I can't hit them, or I don't like to take them. I'm like an old school, old head mentality. But if I can start hitting them,
There's the
I just don't like how defense works, but I guess you could say it's true to life. Like, I'm such a defensive fan. Like, my favorite teams are like some of the Pistons teams and 04 Pistons, and like that's my favorite finals maybe ever, the 05 finals. But it just doesn't work because Jim Carrey has seen better days. Jim Carrey versus Michael Douglas, the ultimate finals matchup with fucking Pat Riley and him. But no, the point that I was making, I'm going to have to pause it to try to explain this shit, dude.
The second chance opportunities on both ends. And you know,
Steven Adams doing like a Julius Irving caliber driving dunk and then getting a steal. Like, fuck this. Fucking,
Shepard.
it's kind of a bailout though.
The layup. To the inside. They double him with Şengün.
Why are some of these animations so slow? Like, you can tell what I'm trying to do, but it's just delayed.
Possession here. And before last season, Ime Udoka turned heads when he said the Rockets, Clark, had playoff aspirations.
well, kudos to Ime Udoka. I mean,
What even playoff aspirations? They were the fucking 2 seed. Like,
Western Conference, and no one saw them finishing as a 2 seed. They didn't.
and then they had the misfortune of facing a team. You could say, oh, it's a 7 seed, but it wasn't really a 7 seed because they had Butler.
Right now, let's take a moment.
It always feels like I'm hitting some crazy shot that you are lucky to hit because look at that sliver. But it's like they faced a team that had added Jimmy Butler, right, that became a championship caliber team, even though they happened to be the 7th seed. So that could have been one of those years if Curry was healthy. A 7 seed wins the title, but it's only what was that? I swear the majority of my steals I don't even get normally. It's like,
That grit. Thank you, Allie.
yeah, Ben S for 3, but not the one that you're thinking that I just mentioned. Okay, let's use the timeout to explain what I was trying to say because otherwise I can't fucking focus.
And so the timeout
The win condition for the historic teams, or for Play Now Online, would be to unlock every single historic team and play as every single team, right? The lose condition would be if I run out of teams. So like if I start with the base teams and I don't have any historic teams and I lose with all of them, then I can't play this mode anymore at all. So I have to get extra lives every time by unlocking historic teams enough to make up for the teams that I'm losing as, right? So I have plenty of teams. I have all the tier 1 teams left. I have, you know, some of the tier 2 teams left, right? But if I lose every single one before I unlock more, then I lose this mode overall. So there's a nice fun dynamic with that going on. I hate that. Like, even though it benefits me, it's so nonsensical and has nothing to do with him, really. Like, he doesn't even have to be calling for a screen. It could just happen. Or even if you do call for it, they don't have to do that. See, now he's scared of the 3, and then you got to do that. I like the way this guy is playing, though. Maybe that just means he's a bad player, but like, he's not cheesing it or overdoing it too much with one player. You can never do these blocks from behind or dunk blocks. He's getting a couple steals, though. Some people are just tryhards and they yeah, goofy oppositionless league. 3 is bigger than 2 league. Right, let's explain it to the Gen Z crowd. Go to the fucking rim, you dumb motherfucker. I hate when, like, you see the play unfolding, that I'm not even running a play, but like, they just don't do what they're supposed to do. Bro, if he makes this, yeah, that's what triggers me actually the most. It's not even, it's sometimes how players move. They move like something, what the fuck? They move like that should even be a dunk animation, man. What a clown. He's huffing and puffing his way. I could even accept that, but I always trash talk Durant when I play the Rockets and then he destroys me. Like, no, Durant is great this year, but he's not going to have an impact on the Rockets because he's a bus rider and there is no bus driver on that team. Except for Amen Thompson in a couple years because he's going to be a future MVP. But you, the real MVP, but Kevin Durant probably won't even be there at that point. What the fuck, man? You know you're not going to get that block. It's just not going to happen. How is he fucking kind of threw that possession away, but... Dude, what are these fucking... These are my signature plays, man. We got to get the Steve Nash Suns to carry up for this shit, man. They were doing good at the beginning. I'm on him, and they just lose it. Like, I'm... Just, like, run right through you. Yeah, OKC has an insanely bright future from the perspective that there should be a mismatch, but I just don't understand what's happening. Yeah, Sam Presti is the real MVP god right now. Right, that he created a team that won a title, but now not only are they young, developing good players with good chemistry and stuff, but guess what they also have? They have a ton of good draft picks coming up in the future. So Sam Presti created the foundation of a dynasty again, even though the first one didn't work out. Like, he's so good. Right, like, it's easy in hindsight to say, oh, of course. Like, I hate when Charles Barkley and people like that say that. Like, oh, it's the NBA is about talent. Like, oh, you just go out and get talent. Of course, you won because you had this player and that player. But you didn't know necessarily how good they were going to be. Right, he says that about analytics. Like, oh, the Rockets went out and got James Harden. That's why they're good. But you didn't know how good James Harden was. Right, so maybe their analytics and other things. Right, like from the Thunder. Yeah, you knew he was good. He's a sixth man. But to commit to him, right, and to make him your franchise guy and realize how good he could be and have him be MVP of the league, right, that did take some judgment. And the same thing, like, oh, the Spurs had Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, who were taken later on in the draft and not, like, super well-touted, you know. They weren't super high picks. Not everybody was sure how good they were going to be. And so to take that chance requires some analysis and good judgment. So to just say, oh, it's because you have this player with this name, right? You just say a big name in hindsight and say, oh, you had this player, you had that player, but you didn't know how good they were going to be. And even secondarily of that, I'm defending analytics here, but the way they oversimplify it is weird. I always believe in like the fake help. Like you don't really have to help, but you kind of make it seem like you're going to help, so you make them think twice. But so everybody's always shifting and moving as if they're going to do something. But no, it's like
Siakam looking around. Rocket 6. Pass to Neesmith. And the shot clock.
Oh, wow. What I'm saying is that it sounded like the shot went in. Like, what did I even do? Or like they stopped guarding, obviously, then.
The Rockets try.
Oh, yeah, like they'll just say, oh, they had this player, they had that player. That's why they won. That's why they succeed. But
Excellent in the screen and roll.
it's not as simple as that because,
Base and natural strength, and he makes excellent decisions.
yeah, let's use the timeout to actually do some talk when I'm stuck on a subject. Like,
Carlisle. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
you don't know how good those players are going to be. And just simply having big name players doesn't automatically mean that you win. It means that you have a chance to win, but then you have to build around those players too. The role players, the lesser players, to have the right fit for that, right, is also a big factor. The role players, how to use them, how to position everybody to succeed. Right, so you're diminishing like, oh, you had LeBron and Wade and Bosh, and that's why you won. And that's one of those instances where you could actually almost say that because he's
Considering how close this game is.
And stolen by Thompson.
good recovery. But no, it's like, oh, you won because you had those players, but
Siakam. Outside for Jackson.
what the fuck?
Is left from deep. It's rebounded by Houston.
And not allowing the shooter even
Because you had, what was I saying?
And guys, that's
He's not cooking much with Thompson, though. He's relying on Durant maybe too much.
Now here is Smith.
I tried to always play off, and then at least here he had to pick it. Oh, that almost looked like it deserved to go in.
Them on top. And despite all the accolades, GA, is it possible that Pascal Siakam is underrated?
absolutely. Spicy P is one of the best.
As soon as they're saying he might be underrated, we get that nasty driving dunk. He's got a very unconventional style that people have talked about too. Like he'll do like these weird moves that are like a fake and a like he knows what you'd be expecting him to do, so he does something a little jittery or stuttery. Right? I like that kind of unpredictable aspect. He's like, oh, I jumped on the fake, but if I didn't, he was gonna make it anyway. It's like, what kind of plays are these that I do? I always have this fast break cheese. You have to do the dunk cheese now because even layups now have releases, right? I try to make it as easy as possible, so I try to subvert the need to
In the corner, Schengen.
I try to subvert the need to hit the releases by doing that.
Inside.
It's a pretty good pass actually, but
Good D by Siakam. The Pacers with the lead. Pass to Jackson. Over.
what is that? What was that? I wasn't trying to do that animation at all, but it worked.
So the timeout taken.
You just like turn it into a button mash, and KD's admiring his celebration.
With the team might be seeing something to adjust.
But no, it's you'll just say, oh, they won because they had this player, this player, this player, but you maybe didn't know how good those players were going to be, or you surrounded them with other good players. Like, it's not as simple as that. Oh, the Rockets signed James Harden in 2014, right? Or no, wait, 2013. Was it 20? I can't remember. And it was like right after they made the finals, and they chose essentially Serge Ibaka over him, right? They almost had to make that choice, and it's like you had the foundation of a big three there, and you make the finals. Like, I love that. Teams that make the finals that don't keep the team together, like Dallas in 2011, even though I understand because they were getting older and whatever, but 2012 doesn't make sense, right? The Thunder or even the the Mavericks, which I think, again, people are scapegoating Luka or Nico Harrison, but it's actually not his fault. It's obviously a conspiracy by the league. It's a conspiracy by the league to he would have been open from 3, but then
Now here's Jackson. He has yet to score.
they recovered too much, man.
Nembhard with it.
Oh, I'm surprised he actually made that. There was some pressure on him. But no, it's like the league wanted Luka in LA, and so they gave Cooper Flag to Dallas to make up for it, you know, and rigged it. And it's a whole conspiracy, and it's like,
Out left to the wing.
I don't even icon pass, right? I do everything on hard, but no coaching, no substitutions, no changing any settings, no threes, even though I'm allowed to shoot threes. I just don't do it a lot, and I try not to rely on releases. And then I also decide to play more a defensive focused game, not trying to score a lot. Again, not changing settings, defensive or otherwise, not substituting, not doing any of the coaching, and not even deciding to
It's Jackson with the drive. For the 3. Gets the
no mercy.
Jackson's got the 9 now.
Right, no coach, no setting changes, and no not even relying on threes and stuff.
Boy, I like the disposition and
Yeah, like you didn't know how good James Harden was going to be, and so you committed to that, and it paid off. Not that you won a title, but I mean you were very successful with them. Mike D'Antoni always making those type of players look better, ball handler types.
Pass to Morris. Siakam outside. So the wing on the left.
Like I'm not even.
Now Shepard.
But I like when you do that. Like you're not really doubling anybody. Oh, he's gonna do some shit. Like how you back down that heavily? At least here it's a mismatch, but some of these haven't been. Right, some of these have. What are the other ways that I make it harder? Like I don't shoot many threes. It's like I'm not allowed to shoot threes almost.
Pass to Shepard.
Right, that's part of a hard mode challenge. And then oh, it's permanent teams and modes and stuff. And then it's also
One falls.
It's also no coaching settings, defending settings, substitution changes, running plays. I don't do any of that. And so I have more of a defensive focus style of play, not trying to score a lot. All these different elements that seem like a hard mode aspect of how I play.
To the middle. And they double up Jackson. Puts it up from 15. It's hauled in by Adams. Rockets trail by 7.
But no, that's one of my most hated features is the fact that you can't play as the same team multiple times in a row. When you, this game was pretty fun. Like it just is flowing kind of normally. But this felt sort of sim-like a little bit, I guess. Whereas a lot of these do not.
Call timeout.
Look at those outfits, dude.
Very aware of the timing here and the significance.
Why you got to be like that?
Getting things squared away with his team.
Yeah, that was a good underdog story, and maybe many people, including myself, believe that the Pacers would have won if Tyrese was there. I mean, TJ McConnell turns into Michael Jordan for a stretch, scores like 8 straight points. I love that moment. Like, it's just really, yeah, it's a conspiracy, so it's not really Nico Harrison's fault, the whole Luka thing. They just wanted Luka in LA, the league did. And then you get Cooper Flag as payment for that, effectively, to not rat them out.
Takes it out to Siakam. Over Thompson. And
Oh, come on. That should have almost been a foul if I
great D.
went for the shot. All right, let's just not get cooked by KD. I don't know what this matchup even is. I don't like it already.
Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
But like Draymond guarding Wemby is such a weird thing. Like that he's even able to do that.
Şengün.
Adams has been cooking. Forget about Sengun.
Second buzzer signaling the shot clock.
Because this is my signature. This is defense. But unfortunately, in the modern game, you can't fucking play defense. They'll hit some tough fading threes and hit all these crazy releases, right? Like I can't question the offensive skills of players, but
Morris outside. Jackson is doubled. Jackson outside. Stolen by Thompson.
Like, what am I even doing there? Like, fucking... It feels like somebody should be open, but then... Or yeah, like I don't icon pass either. That's one of the hard mode elements. It's like the idea that you would have like a smaller player who can stay in front of somebody, so it doesn't matter if they're big enough to bang with them, basically. Okay, that was maybe ill-advised, but sometimes you get like an overpowered dunk animation.
He's not out there to contest shots. He's out there to reject them.
This is good help there. Wait, the AI often doesn't help. They always like run away. Somebody will be driving towards the paint, and the big will go out towards somebody else. Like, oh, they're going to be a stretch player. Like, I get the logic of it, but instead of trying to rim protect, you'd rather try to go out and guard somebody at the perimeter, right? Stupidly, and it's like, yes, 3 is bigger than 2, but.
And here is Siakam. They double team Siakam.
See, good come by this guy, right? Like, you can see I'm being doubled, and then you're waiting for somebody to do something, and he actually finally does.
Good for Walker. Another shot. Lock at 6. Here's Siakam.
Oh shit! See, that's one of those impossible releases, and I still make it.
Shot for a big. Siakam showing his comfort level from
I think that's the first 3 I've taken with him, or maybe even the first jump shot I've taken with him. He was just dunking it and laying it up and stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna get cooked like Giannis did, which he was playing up. Wait, what? See, I'm right there. I'm not even.
Comes back with a 3.
Well, in my mind, KD is one player that you
Oh, look at Siakam cooking Spicy P moment.
his ball handling, his shooting, and his confidence makes him
Spicy P could be a nickname for a certain kind of disease, actually, that is not so pleasant.
Outside Durant. Launches it. Jackson with the rebound.
Why did he say like Jackson with the rebound? He said it kind of delayed.
certainly. If they just play smart, this game's over.
Chipped away. And stolen by Eason. Thompson. No good. The way, Greg, they're sharing the ball tonight, mesmerizing.
Everyone's getting to touch it.
Look at that LaMelo Ball type play. You ring around the rosy,
And here are the Rockets now.
running circles around you.
Just 8 points in the 4th quarter. From deep.
Okay, we'll show source and shit. Maybe I had the chance to last time too, but
So it's Indiana.
that was a good, solid kind of sim-like game that wasn't too cheese heavy. I was even hitting 3s for once, which is surprising. I often don't have the confidence to do that. Right, like I was willing to always take them. I hit quite a few of them. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I never take that many or make that many. Right, 7 for 10. He's 4 for 10. That was actually kind of nice. So what do I get now? We go with the team after the, or maybe we can even do the Cavs. But if I can, then we go with the team after the Pacers. You certainly won't be able to do the Magic because I just did that. I can do the Cavs. Wow. So we're on some extended streak with them, apparently, because we've had to have won at least 2 or 3 with them. Or wait, how is most used teams not the Cavs then? Because that doesn't even make sense. Right, because you... I don't know, I've won at least a couple with them. Wait, that counts even as a win, but then that means I won't be able to play as them either. Right, or no, it does let you do. I don't get it. Sometimes that'll count as a win because you're in the menu, and it did count as a. I don't get it. It did count as a win because whatever. Houston, OKC, Golden State. I like how it signifies the historic thing too. Why do they keep doing that? Yeah, like that's the whole reason why they don't let you choose the team first. right? Like they used to in the older games. It's like, oh, now if you don't like the matchup, you have to rage quit out. It is counting as a win, though. Look, 19 wins. Minnesota, Knicks, Cleveland. Makes it seem like, oh, I'm an expert with this team, or I know what I'm doing or something, but I really don't. And they can't shoot mid-range or fucking anything, but they're pretty good defensively somehow. Okay, see, okay. I'm not really too sold on OKC actually, but it's one of those years where like they're going to be super confident because they won and whatever. I normally would change the jersey every game if I won. Like, you know, if you're on a win streak, so the next time you play them, you use the next jersey and so on and so on, but you can't do it because they only have one obviously here. Ego 136. Yeah, let's break this guy's ego. Yeah, it's like a good cohesive type of team, right? The Thunder, where it's just balanced. It's, I don't know, it's a good example of team building more so than it is just about individually great players. Like, I can't really hate them too much. They just jump automatically. Like, I didn't even hit that. Let's try to make this as sim-like as possible, but I can't play defense for shit. Like, what is this shit? What a fitting first play. It's just the way they call it. It's not that, oh, he doesn't drive or he doesn't go to the rim and doesn't do stuff, but the way they call it for him, like, imagine if they called it like that for Curry. He'd be fouling out the whole entire other team. What the fuck? First of all, I was trying to hit that, shoot that, but oh, you can't foul bait these older players though. And he didn't even hit both free throws. Look at how fast he kind of dug in there, and like he couldn't move like that. I guarantee you, this guy could not move like that. Even modern players, I can accept somewhat can do that, but that's kind of the whole love affair with Shai, is that he's actually a very good defender. So I can kind of get around that as to why he's better than Jokic, but you know, I'm somebody who really values defense that way, but the perfect opportunity for a me-bound, but they don't let you get those somehow.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Is this going to be the death of the mighty Cavs, who I apparently haven't played that much, even though I think I've won multiple games with them? How do you miss that? I don't get these releases at all. That green changes shape and size. I don't know. What is that over exaggerated jump? He's doing like a driving fucking, like, the way that some of these players move doesn't make sense. Like, there's no way they're moving like that, even when it's benefiting me.
And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And SGA has got the ball here for the Thunder.
What? That was actually pretty impressive over a double team.
Alexander is a fighter, someone that challenges the defense and bullies his way through contact.
What is it? See how the green disappeared? It was green there and then it went away. Oh, whatever, dude.
Yep, that one goes. I really don't think there's any way to slow them
She's it with the dunks.
scrambling out there.
Well, they've gotten the matchup they want every time up the floor, and they have taken advantage.
That's one thing that triggers me about the modern game, is like the lack of taking advantage of mismatches, where you'll shoot a three instead of giving it to some big who has a mismatch. What the fuck? All right.
Gilgeous Alexander lifting off and hammering it down with all he's got. And Cleveland calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, they got to add a 4-point line and make dunks count for 3. and that would kind of fix the game, which they do that in like North Korea. Maybe not the 4-point line, but you might say, oh, you'll be opposed to it now, but that's what they said about the 3-point line. And you could say, oh, it ruined the game, but in some ways it didn't. You should still be allowed to play tougher defense and hand check and all that, but players are just better at shooting threes than before, so there's nothing you can do with that, right? Like, the kind of shots that Curry hits, historically teams would give you those shots, right? Like, they would give Larry Bird even sometimes open shots, or they would live with you shooting threes, and players just wouldn't take that many threes. So I hate when people attribute that to defense, right? I'm the biggest defense fan ever, but like, that's the one thing older teams didn't guard, was the three. They didn't care about the three, right? They would live with that, but they would, you know, it was just considered a hard shot. So defense wasn't the reason why players took and made less threes. They just weren't as good at them and didn't take them as seriously. So like,
There's the drive. I love Trae
oh wow,
quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
wow.
A chance here to catch up with Ali from the sideline.
Thanks, BA. Chet Holmgren talked about how he succeeds.
Okay, I'm not too happy with the way this is going, but
Can't be afraid of contact. I'll continue to use my strengths out there.
get them both to jump at you. I like that.
Hard, and try to get better at my weaknesses too throughout my career. That will make me
But no, the issue here is not scoring. Is they're just, I can't stop them at all.
For him. All right, Ali, thank you. It's hauled in by
Yeah, I don't know why Shea is even considered a point guard. He plays like 100% like a shooting guard.
and he goes in for the
Right, even when they do the draft, they put AI at the 2. He did it himself, right in the intro of the game, and it's like,
let a team back in the game.
that's so dumb.
It looked like a let up from the team in the lead.
And the Thunder making a change here.
He's acting like OKC is a team that shall not be named, like, oh, from the team in the lead. Why are you saying that?
15 left in the first quarter. Down low.
Oh, he's getting a little unlucky with some of these animations.
Tim, watching Chet Holmgren, he brings a lot to the table.
Well, absolutely, Brian. He's got a wingspan of 7.5 feet, but still has touch from deep. It's really something.
Very hard to score in just a straight up half court with this, though.
A stretch big can be in the NBA.
And they're pushing it up. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up.
So annoying, man.
He'll head to the line to shoot two. Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested. Oklahoma City shooting their third and fourth free
I'm trying to think, like, what were some of the uses of console that I
deciding to change
had, like when I first came back in 2021, right? What did I do on console? I tried to almost do some stuff with The Last of Us or whatever. Oh, he should have made that. It should have been a dunk animation, actually. This guy must really not be able to dunk.
It's going to be on Alex Caruso. Cleveland shooting
Like, I didn't use console much, right? I have this capture card. It's the same one that I was using then.
making some changes.
H Elgato HD 60 plus. And these streams do seem a little laggy when I go back to
Got the ball here,
edit the VODs and stuff, but
leading by 5.
they're a little choppy, a little bit off, like
Chet with a rebound.
not as smooth as it should look, not as smooth as Gilbert Arenas' stream since he started streaming this game, but
Pass to
look how
Ali.
delayed that was. Like, what the fuck is that?
To the middle. Here's Poquet.
That was a good 1-2, but it makes you so predictable. Like, if anybody has any sense at all, just pack the paint. I can't hit threes even if I wanted to.
Deflected.
Right, I can't hit threes because
Here's Lynch.
I can't hit threes even if I wanted to because these older teams just can't hit threes. And I'm not the type to do that anyway. I'm not good with hitting the releases, or I don't like to take a lot of them, so. Or what it'll be more like is there'll be like one player who can hit threes, and you have to play through them.
To the first quarter. We'll see what happens.
It wasn't close at all until just now.
Hey guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Thunder. They've been really going at the defense in the painted area, and so far the opposition really hasn't had an answer for them. Back to Thomas. Shot clock at 5. Cleveland needs to get off a shot.
Man, all these fucking little stupid steals.
And up the court come the Thunder on the break.
That fucking big defender behind him wasn't doing shit, man.
One thing about this game, Grant, on
Look at him just pushing me back.
Team in the league has quality players. So if you're
Just cheese the dunk animations because, again, you're not allowed to block dunks in this game. It's just not possible.
impressive one-hand slam right there, BA.
Look how he just pushes you, man.
About it, I'm good with
Che is a bully, dude.
next time. He knows where he is. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Yeah, many believe Holmgren must add muscle over time to his wiry frame. We'll see if he focuses on doing just that.
You guys not very good at hitting free throws, though, evidently, with the game started with one even.
Cavaliers trail
Okay.
steal.
All right.
SGA takes it inside.
I hate the way that works, man. You can't stay in front of people.
Gilgeous-Alexander will exploit it.
Cleveland calls timeout.
Some of their celebrations feel like they're glitching out today or something. They're just kind of awkward. It'll go all quiet. Well, I guess you expect the music to be there, but it'll go all quiet and zoom in on them, and it'll just be like an awkward walk back to the bench. Yeah, those are my 2 series going on right now, I guess, which is either this game or, again, the iPhone mobile stuff, where either I'm doing like the just chatting stuff in my old debate format while driving, or I'm doing the actual, now the controller, trying to do permadeath mobile games, which is kind of what I was doing before anyway, but now with more emphasis on games that work with the controller. Which surprisingly, a lot of them don't actually work with that.
They trail by 6. Out to the wing. Pass to Hubbard.
And none of these players can actually do anything is the problem. They're all just kind of clowns.
And stolen.
Yeah, I give up. I don't know, like, even what you're supposed to do with this.
Alexander feeling it out a bit. Holmgren outside.
I even like to score in the paint primarily, but it makes it too predictable and too dumb.
Going all the way to the rack.
What is he saying? They're going all the way to the rack. What are you talking about? The commentators sometimes just hallucinate because they assume you're going to do something and then you don't.
Foul. And we're about 2
But that's sometimes a logical fallacy of, like,
Oklahoma City grabs
where, like, if you see things too far ahead, or,
the game was 9.
you know, you're kind of too perceptive, it'll seem like either you're dumb because other people don't get what you're saying, or,
Around legs.
right, they can't catch up, kind of.
And he brings a high level of physicality.
Out of bounds. Right, or it'll be like, oh, they'll catch up later and realize it. Like, I sometimes have that quality. I'll be ahead of the curve and get a lot of hate for saying something, and then people will come around to saying the same thing later. Right, like that one clip I have of WoW, something I said about WoW like years before, right, where
Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, that's a tough
I had said that years ago and gotten hate for it, or I said that with like female chess player special titles, and then, oh, now it's a trendy take, even though
Points in the game. Pass to Hartenstein.
he doesn't seem to be willing to take a 3 though in that situation.
Clock at 6.
I'm leaving him open for 3, but
Here's Holmgren.
we're getting almost lucky with some of these steals, but that has been the signature of this
To finish it off. Oh, beauty.
If they keep finding steals like that, they won't be in the hole much longer.
Nice ball movement by Oklahoma City.
he's not going to take a 3 though. I mean, he's just not doing it.
Now here's Holmgren. Back to SGA.
Yeah, see, he's like me. He can't. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Fear inside.
Don't judge Holmgren by his size.
Man,
He does have a passing
stop
skill
doing
set,
that.
finding shooters and getting them the ball.
And that's out of bounds.
That's BS. Like, it's not going to be a steal every time with that shit.
Report from Alley.
Thank you, guys. Oklahoma City is not the biggest town, but Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, it's one of those foul bait.
The market doesn't matter. I love the people in the organization and the people around me, and those are the things that matter. I go to work every single day with a smile on my face. BA.
His release there looks actually a little bit awkward.
Organization. All right, Alley. Appreciate the report. And Tim, to have this
Look at these dunk animations though. They're just way too rewarding.
his approach.
Well, BA, I just think he's so
Yeah, fucking
so quick and
dunks and 3s are all cheese.
accelerate once
Go,
he
go, go,
gets
go.
into the paint. That change of pace makes it very difficult to stop, and it's the reason he's the perennial league leader in drives to the rim.
Shout out Canada too, eh?
Of the North.
Right side, Robinson. Cook. That's good.
Oh, let him cook. Let him cook. He was actually our leading scorer in one of the games. Who he almost seems like a generic auto-generated player just to fill up a roster if they don't have all the historic players, or they do that with some of the older teams. That's almost what he seems like.
Shea driving it with a purpose.
Yeah, I can't guard Shea, man.
Leaving him open. He needs more defense.
The way he gets to the rim is sort of stupid, man.
Here's Houston. SGA covering. Screen by Robinson. To the middle. And a big finish by Robinson.
A dynamic finish.
Like I'll have as many dunks as these players will typically have threes, but they don't actually. This guy isn't actually hitting threes, or he's not actually shooting them. And Shea's getting tired because he's cooking me so much. Like, take it, take it. Okay.
He drops it from range.
I asked for it. He hasn't been doing it the whole game, but
Himself on the board with a three there. Left side Robinson. With one on the clock.
I was pretty green, but then the green just shrinks away in the middle of your shot. Like,
Oklahoma City ahead.
this is the most confusing, annoying shot meter
We'll get
I've ever seen.
action when we return.
As much as I tend to not really like or take threes, you can't really do it here anyway because these players
To the paint.
can't actually hit them anyway.
To missing.
We kept it close a couple times. They kept going ahead, and then I would do something.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
SGA with it.
What the fuck is he doing, man?
Touching the line on that one.
Yeah, I've turned it over a couple times stupidly, I
He's
guess.
scoreless. Pass to Robinson. Here's Cook. Good work defensively by Hartenstein.
I gotta at least score with the guards more, like with layups, if I can get a burst of speed or something, but
They swipe it.
they are a good defensive team. They'll do that on their own. I swear I'm not reaching for any of these, actually, but
Here's Cook. SGA covering. And yep, it's good. Cook's got 10 points.
A great move.
why is he out of bounds? Why is that guy out of bounds on a fucking...
High percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
It's tipped.
I don't know why he was so far back out of the paint there either.
Pass to Holmgren.
Good patience. I contested it just the right time. That was perfect.
Here's Free. Down low. Houston. And here's Robinson. Oh, he missed the layup. He
I just have never understood how these releases actually work the whole time I played this game.
inside. Here's Hartenstein.
Got two guys on him, man.
By Robinson.
You sometimes get rewarded just for the mere presence of players. Like,
Here's Houston. And the layup falls. Tim, growing up in the DC area.
look at the hard mode that we're doing, that we have to not do any... At least he's still tired, but...
I loved were the Washington Bullets in the late
Ugh.
70s with Elvin Hayes. They won that one championship in Washington, but Larry Bird coming into the league in 1980
What?
really changed everything for me. That's when I truly fell in love with the sport, emulating a guy like that.
Greatest player from the DMV.
I guess I'd have to say Kevin Durant.
From the DMV.
Tim Legler, of course.
Even better answer.
I don't know what that means. What is the DMV?
Down low.
Oh, I love the animation where they become a ghost and just phase through you.
It in.
Halloween is over, dude.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Or a good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I mean, when you're fighting
It's going to be the fall of the mighty Cavs. Like, I tried to keep it close, but
And the Cavaliers
the way the defense works is just dumb. Like, they're even getting a couple steals for me, but you just can't. You can't do anything.
his development been.
He's
I don't know.
the second round pick, BA, and he wasn't really a key rotation player in this league until years
I don't know
ago.
how.
But
I don't know how to explain that. I just don't get it.
dirty work, big man.
Like, forget the release on that. You should just make it.
Tries to spin.
Right, you should be rewarded. All right.
Holmgren's gotten 4 this quarter.
There aren't many 7-footers who can attack guys off the dribble as well as Holmgren. He'll make you pay if you're too aggressive.
Well, Sengun can apparently attack off the dribble really well. They can't even complain like, oh, these are unrealistic animations of how they move, because that really is how they can do it today. And I feel like older players maybe could have somewhat done that, but they just didn't. It was more like a, you know, they could have done more of those type of things if they really wanted to, but they just didn't. It was like a...
The ball on a string, and we see him do this time and time again.
Here's Robinson.
It was like a etiquette thing or honor code type thing. Like, they weren't meant to do it, so they didn't try to do it. Not that they couldn't do it.
23 points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And great awareness. Holmgren's so good at reading the
I mean, I just can't get stopped, so it doesn't matter what I do.
for a big man. Now, BA, you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. And the
Yeah, he doesn't. He's done that a couple times. He doesn't shoot very many threes, though, and yet he's still cooking me. I swear, there's just some issue with staying in front of people. It doesn't work the way it should.
34 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Pass to Hubbard. Bagley up top. There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. It's an even 3-on-3 break.
I'm surprised he backed off like that.
On the wing,
Let me off the hook a little bit.
23. It could go. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter.
I don't know. It's just so insane to get some of these stops. It seems almost impossible.
Well, there may not be a
Or what is this music that plays? Like, that can't be copyright, but some of these videos actually do get, again, not really copyright striked or anything, just like they get
and he comes up with a
whatever, like a notice that if you were monetizing it, which my channel isn't even monetized, it would prevent that
No defense.
on that particular video.
Shots I've seen tonight.
And they are just breaking the will of their opponent.
Yeah, these releases just sometimes don't make sense to me, but
11 feet away. And it's Thomas with the rebound. SGA with a steal.
yeah, they're glazing up SGA too much, man.
Oklahoma City will keep it. On defense, Cleveland. 15-point game.
But he won't even take that. That's the thing.
Holmgren.
You can leave him open for three, but he won't even do it. Look at that spin, man. What a cheese.
5 on the clock. Another shot. And he
Just to stay, I don't know.
It's so difficult.
There's never any help in the paint either. Like, if there was one setting I would change,
His body
that would have to be a...
awareness are off the charts.
Here's Thomas. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Getting the ball inside, usually a pretty good recipe.
To the inside.
Okay, that was at least a good play. Like, I give people credit when they do something good, but 23 for 37, 17 for 33. But yeah, he hasn't actually shot very many threes at all. Maybe only just made one, I think.
To share the ball elevates this offense.
The Cavaliers call timeout.
Or why is he getting so excited when he's saying that? The Cavaliers call timeout.
Pass to Hubbard. Here's Cook.
Look how, yeah, I'm getting massive input lag or something.
Here's Hubbard. Here's Cook. Harden steps
Some of these are like input lag, input delay.
17 to the paint. And the big finish by Holmgren.
Yeah, the defense making it way too easy for Holmgren. Gotta push him farther out than this.
All right, so you get demolished here. So I think all the historic teams are gone. The only other, he really likes that spin with Holmgren. The only other one left is the
Using his post moves to get the 2 points. And the Thunder lead by 21. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Lou Dort. That's his first foul.
Holmgren,
Quarter here. Just
or whatever. Like, we don't have any more of the
Come on, BA. He sure can ride.
Historic teams in tier 3. We have a couple in tier 2. We don't have any in tier 1 because the way I chose them was like just in order of what we got offered. I should be more careful the next time because I thought you could eventually just get all of them, but it seems like it's actually making you choose. It's actually making you choose them like that.
Making something very difficult look simple right now.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's free.
He got free. I guess you could say he got free. Haha.
Needs more shots. He has to get more involved.
Let's make him shoot at 3, man. I don't even care. I should have maybe been doing that the whole game. Typical foul bait. It starts and ends with a foul bait.
There are some big
27.
in this league. But who do you think the most clutch players have been over the past decade, Legs?
When you look at these
It's kind of a random question. He's asking who's the clutchest player in the last decade.
LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin
Just because it's towards the end of the game. Even these driving dunk animations don't seem entirely right
wasn't bad either.
with like what players would actually do. Some of these older players. Like older players were like a lot more stiff with their movement, to be fair. Part of that you could say is maybe the rules or maybe how they were taught to play, but
Big finish by Holmgren.
right, that is like a preconceived fallacy. Oh, maybe they could have dribbled more and done this or that, but it wasn't considered something that you want to do, really.
A great win for the Thunder.
And it was a big-time performance across
I don't feel like I even played that bad, but just defensively, it felt like there was nothing you could do.
It was almost like
The
watching
way that Shea moves is so goofy, man.
did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And what a huge performance it was for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Well, he did a great job involving everyone in the offense, setting guys up for scores, and the assist total shows it.
Goes up and lays it in nice and easy.
Yeah, to put him at the 1 and
Showing us that
Allen Iverson at the 2 was the goofiest thing I've ever seen.
off the gas for them.
They are playing with so much confidence. They've been clutch all the way around.
Oh, that was shot like way early.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Winning away from home takes nerve and great discipline. Kudos to them.
Whatever. It seems a lot more one-sided than it actually was, though.
It's hauled in by Hinton. It's stolen by SGA. And SGA throws it down.
So we'll go to my team showdown mode again, and
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt.
right, if we go to my player, it's going to be the one after the theater.
Carelessness, and someone will be rocking the rim going the other way.
But I got to respect him. I think he only made 1 or 2 threes the whole game. He made 2 threes with this guy, Cason Wallace. And that was it. Like, that's kind of crazy. 2 for 2 threes. We got to figure out how to guard in the paint more or on the drive and stuff, and I just can't seem to do it. The teams that are still alive right now on a streak would only be the Magic, the Pacers, and the... I guess that's it, just the Magic and the Pacers and whatever teams I haven't played as, but like the ones we have met with. John Wall, kind of a bittersweet one because you feel like I'm seeing Caitlin Clark. I feel like obviously he's retired recently, so he's become a trivia question. Like all the players from this draft that LeBron came in or whatever, or not that he was in that draft, but like everybody from the 2000s has now retired except for LeBron and a handful of players. So John Wall is one of those names that now is off the list. Free agent card that will expire. Please don't be Wilt, but it probably is because I've used him in so many of the other things too, and I think that counts as a contract. The other 1v1 modes and all that. Snow Bunny, be careful with that. Stay away from Tyrese. Wild Gems, Kevin McHale. Yeah, let's try to Get on a win streak here. I feel like I haven't done too well in this mode, although... Wait, why is this not even working? Usually it won't work when you have like a really bad team. Like one of the... If I try to do the WNBA team, but... Fire after the... It must be Wilt, obviously, because yeah, I've had him the longest. And this is only the Lakers Wilt, but he's still GOAT caliber. That's the best evidence of Wilt actually being the GOAT. Later in his career, right, against players even like Kareem in his prime, a young Kareem, he played extremely well. So imagine what he would have been like earlier when he was younger and healthier and playing a greater role. Like, if he can do that against Kareem late in his career, what could he have done in the prime of his career? Like, right, like, and unless you think Kareem is a bum too, but you can't really say that, so... I love this notion that you think like who you play against stops you from being effective. Where like Shaq played great against Hakeem, Shaq played great against Ben Wallace, Shaq played great against everybody. Right? It didn't stop him from being effective. It can stop you from winning. Sometimes, like, okay, you might not win as much, but if, you know, competition and stuff like that, like Wilt didn't have to deal with that when one team won 11 out of 13 times. And one of those times he was actually the one who beat them. Like... What the hell is happening? Like, what is going on? The only time I've had this much difficulty finding a match was when I originally was, again, trying to play with the all WNBA team or just like a super low rated team, I guess. Bounce Roy Hibbert. I don't know about that one, dude. Dude just disappeared from the league after ruining what could have been a championship Pacers team. That his brain just imploded, but you still take the Heat 6 games while he is like literally having 0 points and stuff. Right, like that Pacers team imploded, but part of it was because of Hibbert, and part of it was just, I don't know what it was. Right, but they were looking amazing at the beginning of the 2014 season. Going to Game 7 against the Heat, and then they start off really hot. Bounce Domantas Sabonis, as Fly would say. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Try with the autofill, like I don't care, man. I don't know what's going on. Like sometimes they'll throttle you because of the team that you're using. Let me try once more. I don't know why it's not working. That's really, really weird. Right, like I said, the only time we've had this issue before... Oh, there we go. Okay. I just closed out the game and I was saying some syncing issue with my save data, but that shouldn't really matter. And I really don't like this court, but it might be my court, actually. Dennis Scott, 94. I don't know that he was ever a 94. $28 wins. How do I have 0 wins just for this season, I guess? But no, it might be Wilt's last game. I don't even know which free agent card is talking about there, but I always think this Carrington guy is a... What the fuck was that animation? How come I never get the late or the dunk? Things like that. Yeah, Jaren Jackson was actually killing it when I was in like the 1v1 mode and stuff. He was very impressive, especially on defense. Yeah, let's try to play good defense. That's my dream sort of team, would be all great defensive players. I don't even care about offense. Or turn defense into offense. Like, now we turn it into fast break. Look at that, dude. Luka proves that old school, old head players could be great because he's slow and unathletic, but he's smart and crafty and stuff. Like how Larry Bird could be successful.
everybody in the building to feel that.
You might even question why is Carrington's clown ass even on the team, but
Now, here is Chamberlain.
yeah, that's what he should be able to do. Even Lakers will. It's like you'd have to double this dude every possession. You'll still get fucking cooked.
Once he gets the ball in that close.
Let's feel out how willing he is to take a three here. The commentary sometimes seems delayed or off. Like they're just saying things that aren't even happening. Or people keep clowning on Luka's defense, but honestly, I don't even feel that because it's like
Jackson misses.
you know, you don't want your best player to be
On the way.
always worried about defense or playing defense anyway. It's like you want your best, you know, like, oh, Jordan could be a great defender, but you want Scottie Pippen to pick up the slack because he can't.
It's Scott with the jam.
You know, Jordan can average 30 a game and Pippen can't. So you want but Pippen's a great defender too. So you want him to be,
Inside. Here's Chamberlain.
you want Pippen to worry about defense and Jordan to worry about offense. So even if Luka was a great defender, it shouldn't come down to that, or it shouldn't matter that much because
Pass to Scott.
obviously we got to be worried about Scott from three. But what the fuck is that, dude? What are these movements? Like what is this?
The free throw line. Will Chamberlain picks one up. And the athleticism
Or he's said to never have fouled out, but I don't know if that's even accurate.
side, it's
But he was a great defender. Like everything about him was just like mythical.
Well, when you send him to the line, you know what the outcome is likely to be.
You got to cheese with the dunks. I mean, that's the one thing that you just can't stop in this game.
He can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Right, those animations are busted.
to Maxwell.
Is Luka getting it cooked here as much as we are criticizing his defense too? But like, I don't want. Imagine how bad your team must be that Luka has to be your best offensive player and your best defender. Like, it shouldn't come down to that.
Coming up, officials on the call with the
Right, they should be able to pick up the slack and do something.
you know, Greg in recent seasons.
Right, especially when a player is exerting themselves that much on offense. I don't want them to have to worry about defense too much. But yet, you're able to.
He's really embraced that role, proving to be a
See, somebody should get free when I'm doing this fast-paced shit, but they're just not.
Now, here's McConnell. And it's Chamberlain finishing it off.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Who even is this guy? I don't even know.
Outside for Randall. And it's McConnell with the rebound.
Music was getting kind of intense there.
By 4.
I don't know who this is. Dunk it.
Chamberlain.
And Wilt would actually move like that, as much as I sometimes criticize how fast some of these bigs are or something. He was like the fastest player on the court because he's a track athlete and all this kind of thing that
Slam.
you don't understand how good this guy actually is.
Chamberlain with the block.
Did they really think they had a chance? That's just unreal defense.
Here's Hetzel. And so it's Seattle. Point lead at the end of the quarter.
At least this guy's not jacking up threes. That's the kind of player that I just can't deal with. Or I mean, at least if he's making them.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast.
It felt like the OKC guy wasn't that good either, but just the team is too good to handle, I guess.
Game we've seen from Seattle. Guys,
Just a terrific first quarter.
Make him bring the double.
Their unselfishness.
They are playing for one another and focusing on
There's nothing you can do with that. I mean, you got to double team him. He would hit fadeaway jump shots in real life, actually, believe it or not. Go look up Wilt Chamberlain archive and you'll see it. But you know,
leading by 8.
nobody respects that, or there's all this revisionist history with him.
Ball movement here by Seattle. Here's Sharp. Off target there. That would have pushed the
I do feel like I'm getting some input lag or something.
looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Commentators trying to jinx me. Oh, their offenses look sloppy. Like,
that possession for them, ending with an assisted bucket.
Good shot by Chamberlain, no good. It's Randall with the drive. Driving the lane.
Those plays
yeah, the staying in front of people thing, I don't really understand in this game. Like, I guess you just can't do it.
Up, Greg. Every
It's like you try to. I don't know. Something feels off about it. Why is this guy blinking to ruin the whole mannequin effect?
Seattle calls timeout.
You're not supposed to blink either if you're trying to be all cute with the freezing.
Now Carrington. Still yet to score. They set the pick. Pass to Barrett. Here's Hetzel. Here's Chamberlain.
You got to be patient, and Wilt will find his way. But I don't like how Wilt's AI will even ever stand at the 3-point line because of spacing. When you have the GOAT, you don't need to space shit. Just fucking stand in the paint, right? Like we don't need to worry about that shit.
By Butler, making sure that was a quality possession.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Chamberlain. It's rebounded by.
I can't believe you would miss that either, but
It's Randall with the drive. Butler up top.
of course Butler can't shoot for shit from 3.
And the dunk by Edgecombe.
And how about the raw athleticism of Edgecombe? He gets to the rim with ease.
To the middle. Here's Chamberlain.
Yeah, you got to start hacking a Wilt because you can't stop him. You know, there's no shame in going to the same thing over and over if they don't deal with it.
Those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Seattle?
I've really been impressed with how aggressive they've been inside, looking to capitalize.
See, I'm not even trying to take threes or thinking about threes, but it can sometimes open up. And at least on this team, you do have, you know, people are going to be able to shoot because you have some good. Look at how he doesn't have to jump to do that.
Stifling the offense in close. I love how he got right into their business there.
Here's Sharp.
He was supposed to screen it, but he just didn't.
Julius Randle with
But that's just because he's getting tired, I guess, from carrying so hard.
marking it into the lane.
What a clown guy, dude. What an absolute shithead clown.
And Sharp has it in the corner. Pass to Chamberlain. Uses the glass to finish the lane.
There's nothing you can do with him. I mean, that's the best expression for what, like, nothing you can do with bro. Just give up. Just give it up.
You'll find Wilt keeps finding
Not one of the most prolific scorer, dude.
evidence by his output here tonight.
It's harder to thread those passes inside, but the reward is evident.
Three-pointer. Butler.
And neither of us are trying to take threes, and he takes it with Clown Butler, who,
Seattle leading by 4.
not that he's a clown, but I mean, he can't shoot threes at all.
Pass
But doesn't that just seem like a championship duo? Oh, Curry plus Butler, who can both go nuts in the playoffs. You know, playoff Jimmy and championship Steph.
And when Randall gets rolling on
It
the
almost feels like Butler has won a championship with the way that he, oh shit, with the way that he made it to the finals twice, right? That almost counts as a championship win because he's been so successful despite being an underdog. How? How? That shouldn't have even counted.
He didn't even look worried about the time on the clock. Nice.
I swear that seemed almost like a bug. I thought the time did expire by the time he hit that.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Here's Carrington.
They're so worried about Wilt, they won't even help on that.
Carrington's got the first basket of the
Clown, like bronze player or some shit who's just like,
pass to Edgecombe. Now here's Scott.
he just patrol the paint. I don't know why he tries to help out and do all kind of other weird stuff. No, what
And he makes good on the way.
what is Wilt doing there? He's just looking out of bounds. Like fucking, he's getting bored.
the post that time.
Poked away. And stolen by Scott. Takes it out to Markin.
He's not very confident with shooting the threes or anything, but
It's rebound.
Markkanen has been kind of clowning it up.
Here's Barrett.
Go all the way there.
And Seattle leads.
Muscle through type animation. Karl Malone, LeBron James type.
Traffic. This is where Barrett
Oh, and Wilt doesn't get tired either. He plays 48 minutes a fucking game, dude.
Here's Scott.
Which that in itself is the most impressive thing maybe he's done. Like, it doesn't matter who you're playing against, right? Like, you can play 48 minutes, like,
To Barrett.
period.
Down low. Chamberlain. And it's Chamberlain finishing
Like, that's almost what I'm trying to do sometimes when playing these games, is like prove certain things, like
And another
to people. Like, people don't realize how good Wilt was or how good certain players are,
is a high-level NBA athlete.
or show that Allen Iverson's clown ass is overrated. Even in the intro of this game, we showed that. How the fuck did you make that, dude?
And giving up some inches inside.
He's even wondering himself by looking at his hand, like, how is that physically possible to do?
Some size, but that shows you how fearless he
Looks so goofy when you skip the timeout that he's dancing like a clown and then it just stops.
Doncic outside. To the inside. Chamberlain with the basket. Chamberlain got 4 points this quarter.
But here's the problem. No one's got the strength to move Wilt off his spot, and no one has the height to challenge the shot at its point of release.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over.
Hey, Wilt and Wemby have a lot in common with just the way, kind of the way they move, and kind of the way that obviously Wilt couldn't shoot threes like that, or couldn't necessarily handle quite like that, although might have been better than you realize. But as far as scoring and movement, like, there's just nothing you can do with a guy like that.
And there's the bucket for Markkanen.
Getting that deep, there's nothing you can do about it.
You got to keep marking it out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
And the wide open shot from
EJ McConnell, also known as
corners off the mark.
Game 7 MJ, where he went on a stretch, like, again, 8 points in that Game 7. What is this matchup, though? What the fuck?
Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Why is he even in the game, dude?
Guys, that's just really unstoppable
Because, oh, they force you into these stupid positional things, like
for whomever.
Luka's only a shooting guard, even though, I don't know.
Jackson in the corner. 6 to shoot. Scott pulls it in.
I'm letting him actually have a chance here to come back, which I don't even understand.
Outside, Butler.
Again, not much 3 action going on.
Outside, Markkanen. Over Doncic.
What?
And again, Lowry Markkanen.
You said Lowry marking it.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, and it did take a lot of energy to get here.
and as tired as they might
You know, they'd be like, oh, this Wilt card is overpowered, but it's not the card, it's the player. It's like, dude, you understand to play to your strengths. Like,
Coming up. That's on Jaren
make them double you. If you don't, you get punished, even though he's tired.
Free throws of the game. First free throw is good. He hits
Oh, is that showing all the rarities there on the side? I didn't know there were that many.
Carrington with the ball. Here's Chamberlain from down in the low
I mean, do I even have to say anything? Like, bro.
Chamberlain got 8 points in the quarter.
And he's
Now he is getting tired, and I am a little worried about that, though.
needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight.
Yeah, that would be Shaq's philosophy, too. Like,
And I know I speak for all of us.
go inside to the big man again and again and again. Make them double you, and then do something. Well, thanks for giving me rest, actually.
He's got something his players
Isn't that what people would do in some of the older games? Like, they would just spam timeouts to give players rest. I feel like I would do that sometimes. I don't know if it even entirely worked like that, but it should work like that. I love that you're getting, like, you know, we get ads in mobile games when we're playing them, right? Free mobile games where we've been streaming and we have to show the ad, or we have to watch the ad at least. That would never happen in a AAA console type game. Oh, wait a second.
and the Lions with possession
You
here.
have to deal with it here. Product placement and shit for other reasons here. What a nightmare that is. You go from Wilt to Wemby, like fucking.
The teardrop. The rebound by Carrington. And here's Seattle. To the paint. Wembanyama, a screen. 6 on the shot.
Yeah, like him not being able to post up Draymond is weird. Like, why not just go at him like that? Like when Dennis Rodman would sometimes actually guard Shaq.
Outside for Jackson. Just 5 to shoot.
I like the way Jaren Jackson moves, though. He's kind of like that on defense, too, where he's just so mobile and amazing.
For Seattle.
He was being a god tier defensive menace on that when I was playing like the whatever it's called, where you play as the one player.
Now Barrett. Jackson outside.
Where you'd play as the one player, right?
Doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Yeah, just keep feeding him. That guy is a man on a mission. And the defense...
Why are you doing that? Why the fuck is he doing that?
They'll have 3 chances at
It's
the
impressive that he was even able to try to do that, but
one up.
it's a good foul. If he even misses one, it's a good foul, but
Both ends,
he wasn't going to make that shit anyway. Ball don't lie.
core positions, and has a
But yeah, like Wemby blocking a 3 from Draymond from the fucking...
The third.
You can't do that with Steph, and you might think why, because his release is way too fast, so nobody can block that.
barely got anything out of him. It's tough.
Those are the kind of plays that trigger me, where you just kind of drive by and you can't stay in front of somebody.
Mindset is to attack.
But yeah, did we make Wilt's final game? I wasn't even thinking about that really, but
Houston trails by 7.
you know, memorable that he actually played very well. And
Side Davis.
look at that, look at that. You cannot help but admire his presence.
None of that there.
Will show the true GOAT appreciation in my own way through these 2K games, even though the media is all unfair to him. Like, whoa, kind of a cool move.
Explosive in that
But yeah, the media has disrespected Wilt for his whole existence, basically.
type of resistance. You love how he
Right, they're never fair to him. They always try to discredit. Like, just appreciate, man.
Been a fun one, but
But oh, they want to hype up their own modern athlete, so they have to diminish him. That's just because this game is busted with.
wow
It doesn't allow you to block dunks. It's not really his fault there.
needs it most.
Seattle calls timeout.
That is such a crazy animation that he just did there. Like, Ja did dunk on Wemby once, but
Now Jackson. Doncic on
see, Luka for me doesn't do anything because I'm not gonna take his release. It's too slow and everything, and so I don't really like the way he plays.
Oh, what an assist. Leading him to the bucket.
A real challenge to guard in pick and rolls. Barrett's size and ability to distribute the rock is elite.
There's nothing you can do with the guy. I mean, just appreciate. I want you to appreciate Wilt. Look at that, dude. You can't do anything with this guy, man. You are outclassed, outmatched, out everything. Even Carrington is cooking your bitch ass.
And really the story of this second half. One team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
and start with their defense. They've been
Take that shit. I don't fucking care.
really help their offense as well.
Let's actually look at the box score from this if we can.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth.
There's nothing you can do with the guy, man. Talk about old players, new players, whatever you want, man.
It was a
Nothing you could do with this guy ever in your life.
this one away.
And it felt
Again, like height is the big barometer of it.
that run and seal the game. Saving them
Oh, George Marasan is the GOAT.
Seattle with
Who's the other guy?
14-5 run.
Manute Bol is the GOAT. What?
And there's the dunk.
That is a nightmare thing, though. Oh, hooray, we got Wilt finally out of the game. Who do we get instead? Wemby. Fucking
death. Does that mean
somebody who actually does rely on their height a bit more, but, you know, it's still very good. That shows you how biased it is, too. Why don't we say that about Wemby? Oh, he's only so good because of his height, even though that's not true. But,
With the ball.
like, oh, he's 7'5", so let's just ignore him.
Points.
Why are people actually appreciating that?
The Lions
I was trying to shoot, but... And actually, we're not... I could have maybe showed sportsmanship there. I'm not trying to BM.
picked off in midair.
I just get a steal so I can show sportsmanship. But some people take the wrong way, but...
So no problem for Seattle as they get the lead.
Yeah, let's make sure we look at the box score here. Right, let's assume that's Wilt's last game, which I didn't make a point to really do it for that reason, but this guy didn't make any threes. None. And even I maybe didn't take or make any either. So, yeah, Wilt had just a modest 26 and 6, 5 blocks. You know, a typical stat line for him in real life, even in this amount of time played where it's not like a full 48-minute game. Close shot is an 88, of course, of course. Shot IQ, like how is it? Whatever, dude. Standing dunk should be a 99. They even disrespect him with a bit of a goofy picture, but it's like that's just an average day for Wilt. So is that actually his last game? That would be pretty fitting, right? That we at least gave him a good respect. I don't know who it was that we lost. Oh, it wasn't even him. How many does he have left? He has like 2 left. This does kind of confuse the issue a little bit, though. Like, I don't even have almost enough players to fill this in because I'm not putting WNBA players in there, so... Right, I almost can't even do anything with that. Unopened packs. I have enough shit to actually buy one probably, too. So I try to buy the ones that are like limited time more so. If I could, you know, like these aren't on a time limit as much. There'll be sometimes some that are unauctionable. I was trying to beef up my WNBA shit too, but for the limited, because whenever I play the salary cap thing, that's what I do, but there's always something I can get for this amount, right? Like 5 or 6. 4 for bounce base, or okay, I guess that's the only thing I can get. And this is almost necessary what I'm doing because I just need somebody to fill in some of those slots. It doesn't even have to be anybody that good. 98 Jazz playbook. I wouldn't mind that with how much I run pick and roll. Jeremy Grant. Or wait, do I already have that or what? It's not even that I want a player to improve my lineup. I just want it to fill the lineup because we got... I don't get it. Like, let's move this dude up to here. We need a power forward who... That's kind of crazy. Right, we got Miles Bridges. So dumb how they do positions. Like, since when is Luka a shooting guard and only a shooting guard? Like, that's so dumb. We have the Shaden Sharp dude coming off of here. We got to put in... I guess I could put in almost anybody here, but... Who is the lowest rated guy I can put in? Jeremy Grant, who I just got from that shit. So... we finally win a game, and then we have to lose a player that we get in the process of doing that. So... again, as if Wemby or Wilt couldn't play power forward. Like, it's so restrictive with that for no reason. Like, let me play 5 centers if I want to. That's part of the fun of the whole fantasy, you know, team building. Let me put a center at 1 through 5. But if you actually design them properly and not like some of this goofy stuff, you know, where they don't really work the way they really wouldn't play the way they would in real life, you can have a center 1 through 5, but then you should be at a disadvantage. You should be able to get driven by and stuff like that, right? That's why teams don't really do that in real life, but that's kind of what it's moving towards. We're moving towards an era where it'll be like every team, all 5 players on the court at any time will be 6'11". They can all handle, they can all post up, they can all shoot threes, they can all do everything, right? It's kind of the positionless league that we're going for. I hate these new ads that you get on the side of the stream, like not like on the side of Twitch, but in the video itself. Like they're not saved to the VOD, which I was worried about at first. Like that's how far they would go with this shit, but it's like they try to argue that it's better because, oh, if it was an ad break, then you can't see the stream at all. Now at least you can see it to the side while watching the stream, but it's just kind of an odd thing. We actually won one of those showdown games, which I typically haven't done that. Right, like I haven't done too well in this format, but Will was obviously killing it. And he only has a couple games left, so we had to replace some of these players because we... Why did I have to do it? Because somebody's contract expired. I don't even remember who it was now, like RJ Barrett or somebody, and I guess 2 of them expired, some of the free agents. I played a good number of games in this, so I'm surprised that they lasted that long. But I guess some of them I didn't start with, like... I don't know, but most of them should expire soon. So now then it'll equalize, like... then my NBA team will be as bad as my WNBA team. And I have been separating it like that, like where I... Oh, is he gonna bug out again like this? I had to like close out the game and reopen it for the first one to work. That's so dumb. I mean, it's not like it's a big deal to do it, but... Why is it even saying stream? Like you can stream it for free, so I feel like an even bigger idiot for buying it right when it comes out, which I almost never do that with these games. I always play them a decent amount. In fact, I kind of underestimate how much I play them. It's like, well, but sometimes I'll just leave it open or something maybe. It's like I was looking on my Switch. I probably have showed this on stream one of the times when I've streamed on the Switch. They're like, oh, I had played like 100+ hours in one of them on there. It feels like a game that really fits well on that, because even though you might think the controls are awkward, it's sort of like... I don't know, I love the... Oh, let me check one thing. I don't know, it's just a fun thing, like you're laying in bed and then you'll play a game of it and then you'll fall asleep right on the Switch, and then, oh, it's open for 12 hours more, so it'll count that. Or we're using a female coach for some reason. What does that say? Game trigger your team's first possession in the first half. Your team's first... What kind of... I don't know how these things work. Or yeah, I should use that Jazz one though that I was talking about. Just because again, I do so much pick and roll. Or wait, why would that apply to all lineups if... No, it applies to this team that I'm using. What do you mean? I maybe should change these, but for some reason I kind of like the default shit. Well, why not change it? I mean, fuck it. We've had this for long enough. Miami, Orlando. But we'll try to separate it by... Oh, that one's actually kind of sick. We'll separate it by the... Whatever. By the men and the women still, right? Like, I try to keep the team separate and stuff. My team white, my team red. Yeah, why didn't I mess with all this before? I guess I didn't have too many options. I actually kind of hate this chord, though. The top 10 rep chord. It just looks kind of farcical and stupid. So, WNBA ball. I always liked how that looks, actually. It does look pretty cool. And I think Sabrina Ionescu, when she played against Steph, or did the three-point contest against Steph, she, like... I think she shot with the NBA ball, which I kind of respect, and she did really good in that. Right, like, people would take that as a negative, like, oh, look, Steph won. Like, obviously Steph's gonna win. Right, but she actually did a lot better than many people expected, I guess. Right, I can't remember exactly, but that's what I always say too. Like, as much as people sometimes clown on the WNBA, and maybe rightfully so for some reason, like when they complain about their salary and stuff, despite their lack of popularity and losing money and whatnot, the thing that I'll say is there's no reason why a woman couldn't be as good at shooting as a man, or why they couldn't be as good at dribbling to some extent, right? Stuff like that, like because smaller guards and stuff like that can do that, right? So if Curry can shoot like that, couldn't there be a 6'3" WNBA player, or not even 6'3", but just whatever, who can shoot really well? Anybody can shoot, right? Like you won't be as big and strong in the paint and dunking on people, I understand that, but... You know, there is something to be said about that, where all of the skill elements. Like, oh, a WNBA player could be just as good of a passer as Magic Johnson. Why not? Right? Passing is passing. Or they could be just as good of a shooter as Steph Curry, theoretically, obviously. Right? So you can be a great shooter, great passer, great ball handler, not a great dunker, maybe not a great athlete, you know, strength and posting up. I get that. But yeah, there's no reason why you can't be equal in some of those key categories. Why does it do that? Oh, it did find a match. We're on a 1-game win streak, playing for our life here, obviously, as we do in the modes, or maybe it just crashed or what? The fuck happened? I'm celebrating. Oh, we find. Okay. What is going on with the game? Well, that doesn't count as a loss even. What the hell? Why is it bugging out so hard today? Gems of the game pack. I really want like one really good WNBA player so I could play off of them when I'm doing that salary cap mode, which is the only time that I play as them. Can it really improve my current lineup? Like, in what way could it improve my current lineup? To have a 75 clown over here doesn't even make sense. How is that possible? How does he improve the lineup in any way? It's lying to me. Kind of sad to see Wiggins is only a 79. Like, I feel like he's better than that, but or the Heat were actually doing really good. I haven't been paying attention at all, but like, who's that guy? Norman Powell is averaging like 24 points a game for the season. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, you knew he was a good, solid player on the Clippers. He put up some big games and stuff, but like, nobody ever would have expected that. You imagine, there's no way he'll maintain that for the season, but even then, that's crazy. Do you have, you know, he's doing good, the Heat are doing, like, some of these teams are getting glazed up a little bit too much, like the Pistons or the Spurs. Like, it's just early season, it doesn't mean anything. So I don't know what even just happened. Like, did that count as a loss, or 1 out of 3 win? This is just totally bugged out, or I guess just nobody's playing it. Yeah, we got this. If we lose, we have to do whatever mode comes after the theater. And oh, there we go. But I just said that, and then I bugged out. All right, so we won that last one. That guy wasn't too good. We still barely won it. And Wilt was cooking. So he's got a very balanced team. This is almost like a salary cap type team, where you'd rather have a bunch of 87s instead of 1 or 2 99s, right? Which I almost wouldn't rather have that. I'd rather have 1 or 2 really good players and just lean on them.
So New York wins the tip.
I kind of feel bad for Ja a little bit, because even though he can be a bit of a clown, like, Memphis doesn't have much credibility there, because it's like, what the fuck? You know, Memphis has never had a player as good as Ja. They'll never have a player as good as Ja again. Right? It's a defunct garbage franchise that's never going to go anywhere. So, right, like, you can't really be too difficult, because you're Memphis. You're not LA or something like that. You're Memphis. You're never going to get anything going, so you kind of have to settle for it, because he's just letting me get layups to start. No, the thing that scares me are threes. If you start jacking up threes, I can't do anything with it. I get very frustrated. Although these players aren't the highest rated, so sometimes they skew everything down with that is like a real Luka type play too. See, like, there's nothing I can do with that. Like, some of these threes that people hit, just like a standstill, it's just stupid. Dunk on Wemby already. Like, we gotta really pay Wilt a good farewell here until I mean, I can't do it. I can already tell you I'm gonna lose this one. Like, I cannot. There's nothing you can do with that. You could jump at it, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just not even a good shot. Like, I can live with that, honestly, but why don't you keep going? Why do they stop like that? Yeah, like, you really think Wemby can contend with the will of Wilt? We're gonna force the biased NBA media commentators to glaze Wilt by making him showing you what he'd really be like.
And Bridges with a clear path to the basket.
Just a high energy player.
I love these dunks, actually. That's almost what I should do. Get a D&D team instead of 3-and-D. Or we haven't gotten cooked by too many WNBA players, actually, which you could have happen. That's the ultimate BM thing that could trigger people. But like a D&D team instead of a 3-and-D team, which means Dungeons and Dragons. No, it means a team that can dunk and play defense. Not so much...
Doncic outside. That doesn't go.
Right, not so much 3-and-D.
Like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
He seems like he's moving okay, but clearly something isn't right.
Doesn't matter where he is on the floor.
And see, that's sort of a deceptive thing. Is like, what should Shaq's draw foul thing be? Should it be a 99? In a way, it would be, or Wilt even, because they would hack them. But it doesn't mean they actually were drawing the fouls. It means that they would just intentionally foul. So, right, does that count towards it, or?
It just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option.
Look at these weird little moves that I do, right?
Just setting
That's always my signature.
move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is
I almost want to try. I don't think there's a rule against it like anymore or anything, but
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he converts the
like stream on YouTube sometimes. But
easy for Shea. If he gets
'cause it feels like you might do better in terms of viewership overall with that.
Here's Chamberlain. Uses the glove.
Or like then the videos stay up, and maybe that would be easier than, I don't know. There's a lot of issues with doing it though, especially downloading the VODs. 'Cause then it makes you download them in like 720p. Like I should try it. Or you know what I should almost do?
Shot clock and game clock. And that one's good.
I should almost do it when I'm doing those streams,
he is just
like while driving and whatnot.
good luck stopping.
This is turning into too much of a scoring contest, so even though I'm doing fine, it's not how I really want to play it. Why didn't Wilt just step back there? The AI is all corrupted by the three-point mindset, so like everybody tries to play like a stretch on offense even if they can't shoot, and everybody tries to account for stretches like that too.
Here's Chamberlain.
Imagine letting him do that.
Pushing it off.
This is way too high scoring though. What are we gonna have, 80 points or some shit?
Pass to a ready shooter.
And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Seattle ahead, leading by just 2.
I like this guy's team though, how he's got all balanced players, like a bunch of 87s. There's all kind of fun team compositions I could do, but it just doesn't feel
The game that's been
that meaningful somehow.
and some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Seattle.
Tons of points off penetration so far, guys. They're
This lineup doesn't look really all that good, but
whatever they want.
look at the patience on that. We got the Jazz playbook, which means pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. Instead of Stockton to Malone, it's anybody in Wilt. Like,
I love how he's taking
I hate the way that Shea moves, dude.
riding the wave.
Oh, how about the slam there from Gilgeous-Alexander? He loves getting that type of positioning down low.
Here's Chamberlain and blocked.
As if you could even physically fucking do that ever in your life, dude.
When you go to the rim, you better bring it or it's going to get rejected. And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
In this league, you run whenever you can. It's so much easier to score in transition.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far.
Oh, that could have been a sick move, but
Loose to the paint. New York moving it around.
we hit a couple threes somewhere in here. But
Right side, George.
you're really gonna, okay.
Point range.
I'm almost gonna clown Paul George, but if he's gonna do that,
We'll see
why don't you hit the side of the backboard, pure bubble form,
back and forth all night.
Yeah, it's been a close matchup, which we expect.
and threes especially hurt me because I can't catch up to them very easily when I, you know, imagine how much I'm gonna get destroyed because I only make twos, really. Imagine how much I'm gonna be screwed when these players go away, though, the free agents. But by then I should have some other good replacements, but I'm sort of setting a rule that I can't use the auction house unless I...
It's a 3-point game. Here's Chamberlain.
But how?
Still out of sync. Tatum way outside.
What?
And again, New York with the triple.
But how? I want to see the release meter on that. Like when he's hitting it. Like how can it be?
We know about Holmgren's exceptional play defensively, but
I don't know what's happening anymore. So now we're gonna lose.
Well, he's incredibly
I don't get it. These last couple possessions have been nonsense.
handle the basketball, shoots the three, and I'm not talking
What?
about standstill shots. He has the mobility to even come off screens.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possession.
I'm just kind of forcing garbage up, but
Which is great to see. No one wants to be the
I mean the guy was right there next to him, but I give up.
triple.
Yeah, the threes just kind of pissed me off, honestly.
Shots continue to fall.
Well, this run has given them a bit of separation, but few leads.
Everybody sucks, man, besides Wilt.
It's tipped.
This is a simulation of how Wilt felt back in the day, like against the Celtics or something. A lot of those games and series were pretty close, despite
Almost had
the Celtics being
He is
stacked.
just trying to make an impact by disrupting their rhythm.
Here's Tatum.
Ow.
Throws it down. JT.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, they've gotten the matchup.
I don't get it. Like he's making deep threes, like just
Taken advantage
I don't get it.
Irving from long range
If you can hit threes like that, like I don't know.
with the triple.
Like I get it. You can say, "Oh, I'm not really guarding it," but
side. You have to know defensively, these are the shots he's hunting.
SGA from outside. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Doncic with it. Now SGA defending. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game.
oh my god. Why is Wilt? Why is Wilt out there like that? I like how it bounced off of him there.
Here's Doncic.
Even Luke is getting favorable dunk animations.
Throwing it
I gotta give him credit though. If you can hit threes, you're already better than me.
Gets the three-pointer.
I'm not respecting Paul George at all, but
Got 11 points.
sometimes we are too hard on players in the short term because we're too critical under a hyper microscope. We assume like players and legends of the past, oh, they never made mistakes or they won every year or something. It's like, you know, they had off times too, but
Three. And so it's New York finding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter.
that's crazy. We were doing so good at the beginning, but
A lot of threes.
just jacking it up and I can't do anything.
2K Sports coming your way after this break.
He keeps jacking it right up in my face and making it splash.
We'll find out
Not the first time I've said that.
what it's threatening to be.
and one of the most prolific scorers you'll
Don't say one of. Don't say one of.
to raise the bar, as evidenced by his output here tonight.
Here's George.
Why doesn't Will come over to help that? Like, why? You're afraid of the stretch? Like, fuck the stretch.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Temple can't get it to go.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
Here's Chamberlain.
I made one of those really tight, small releases in that one game where I'm playing him in like the park,
Wide open look for
the one-on-one,
shot is good off the back rim.
or not the one-on-one, like the 3-on-3. I scored like almost every point.
Gilgeous Alexander. And Brian Keefe wants a
So that was pretty unfun because it was a pretty even, good game, and then he just starts hitting threes, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I don't mean to diminish threes like they don't count or they don't matter, but it's kind of the cheese element of it that you have.
little over a minute gone here in the second half. To the inside. Chamberlain.
It's like,
But couldn't finish. And now the fast break. Edwards with the ball.
you know, it's just annoying, but it's a part of the game. These are the kind of threes that sometimes you see, like,
And even 3
you're not really
on the break.
working for it.
Pass to Doncic.
Even that was kind of questionable. Like that
And Doncic.
wasn't a very good release. You know,
Doncic has got 8.
that's a very, very hard one to hit.
So sound, Doncic works tirelessly on his craft.
Yeah, all his animations in real life even are slow as hell.
Doncic.
they'll always get past you, but then you get a chance to recover, basically.
And it's Doncic missing.
And that leaves his coach scratching his head because you can't get a better look than that.
Inside. Here's Chamberlain.
Just wait. Just be patient. These youngsters are so impatient.
Chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama. He shot 2 free throws in the game, made one, and missed one.
Okay.
No good that time either.
I love those kind of looks as
A
a
little hesitation, but he recovers. That's impressive because he doesn't really have to even jump or commit too hard because
It's good from the top of the key
I don't know. I'm just hardwired not to try to
by 15.
defend shit like that because it feels like
Gives it just enough power to
I'm okay with them shooting the 3. That shows you I'm an old head.
That's certainly not the case.
Right, I'll live with the 3. That just doesn't do a service to Wilt either. That he's like,
wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big
look how much he's carrying though, despite the
maybe even a
kind of
question.
lazy free throw release.
And you watch Bub Carrington
And yeah, Rick Barry offered to help with both that and
feel for this game.
with Shaq, and they both didn't do it. So I can't really respect that. Like, oh, it doesn't look cool, but it's effective, dude. And again, Wilt had the fadeaway jump shot too.
Irving is one of the
That
most yards of all time. He has shot 50, 40, 90 in a season, and we all know about his ability to.
oh, I didn't even remember that he shot 50, 40, 90.
Back to Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, look at the commentator glaze. This is just to give Wilt a rest, even though he doesn't need a rest. So many things that are inaccurate with how they portray him. Oh shit.
Can't answer back with the dunk of his own. And
Little Game 7 Finals MJ moment.
got his first 2 points.
Love that look there, locating his teammate and creating an.
I just got to bring help because they can't play defense in the game. Like,
Outside.
right? They won't bring help. I can't. I don't know what this game is. Like,
Here's Alexander.
you could blame these players that they're not good defensively, or
For himself on the perimeter when he can make
Andrew Wiggins playing way above a 79 with a move like that.
a petty, not a Manny, but facial.
Bounce to the ounce. Greg.
That was a weird expression. Not a petty, but not a Manny, but a facial.
Quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. New York lead. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And here's SGA. He'll bring it up for New York. 17 points was their biggest margin.
He's pretty good at some of these releases, though. I can't really complain. Or, I mean, I can't be
13.
surprised.
Pass to McConnell. Here's Hetzel. Guarded by Tatum. Here's Hetzel. 5 to shoot. Driving the lane.
Can I hit a 3 ever once in my life? Like, I'm just not confident enough even to do this.
It's George on the way.
It's not like the move they're doing is really getting you. It's more like you just don't want to.
Smart accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them.
You don't want to do anything, right? You'd rather let them shoot that, but
The best shot.
he really likes Paul George. I got to give it to him.
Here's Irving.
Oh, that would have been open if he was just a little closer out.
No good there.
This is where you can kind of go cold. Let's turn him into the Rockets in Game 7 against the Warriors, where they just go cold from 3.
Off the glass.
Nice job getting inside for
It just doesn't matter though because he got hot from 3. Like that's how 3s work. Like just take a bunch of 3s, and if you just make a couple in a row, it can just be deflating, and they just
Here in the fourth quarter. Very strong, allowing no baskets.
nice possession, working it for a great look.
Here's Holmgren. Outside. Gilgeous.
yeah. I should almost sit on the center as much as I like to play on ball. It just doesn't work in this game.
Takes the shot. And it's off.
Why you got to do that fucking backwards shit?
Good pass right there from Sharp. These types of plays really help team chemistry.
He can just do that. See, that's the thing. He can just do that whenever he wants.
You can't afford to give him that kind of look, especially down this many points.
I mean, this guy is genuinely good. There's nothing you can do with that.
Defensive end, just brutal. It can't happen.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. And here's Chamberlain. And the rejection by Wembanyama.
There's the Glaze line.
Seattle will take possession.
But yeah, his threes have slowed down at least a little bit. But I mean, he just hit one and nothing I can do with that. How about we try to hit a three with Wemby over here? Oh wait, that's not Wemby. What am I saying?
Well, that's what you're trying to do offensively. Get a shot close to the rim.
New York leading by 8.
But I always feel like I have to switch just to make up for their bad offense themselves, not even the.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it
Yeah, if I could hit that,
in your head.
there's a couple threes I've maybe gotten, but
Focus, though, this can all be put in his rearview mirror.
I'm always against this face guarding thing. Like, you never have to play that close up into somebody, but somehow, like Giannis was doing that to Sengun, and it's like, do you really have to do that?
I love the fact that Bridges does a little
You don't have to foul at this point. I mean,
passing the ball.
you kind of would have to, but
Now Morant.
it's a good move, but it was just not enough.
From deep. Hands off.
Technically 2 for 1 moment opportunity because
They're going to have to act quickly right here.
Doncic. Trying again. He gets the bucket.
4-point game, we'd have to get a steal basically,
Everybody appreciates that extra.
or he'd have to miss a couple.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have.
If we were wearing the Heat jersey, we could be role playing like we were role playing as the Heat from 2013.
Them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
And if you get a chance to build
See, on one hand, you could say those moments make it better. Like, oh, look how hard that one was to win in 2016 where LeBron is down 3-1. But in some ways, you could diminish it too and say you got kind of lucky in 2013 and you shouldn't have been down 3-1 in 2016 if you're really the GOAT, right? Why are you the underdog? You could say, oh, it's the best team ever, but, you know, like, why isn't that you, right? Jordan won 72. Like, that should be you when you have other great players.
Chamberlain down low.
Obviously wasting too much time here, but
On the wing, Doncic.
almost get the release with that too. But Wilt, as usual, carrying. Pretty good to fourth quarter, though.
Throwing it down hard.
But there's nothing I can do.
So a close game sees New York take this one.
It really wasn't a close game until the very end. I should always look at that. So we only have maybe 1 game left with Wilt, something like that. Let's go ahead and try to do the... let's do 1 game of the My Player, so we can try to live up to my title of trying to get to 69 overall, which even if I do upgrade something, it might not even do that, but you know, I'm less concerned about the overall, in fact, as just certain stats that I'm trying to do, like for example, wait, is this that one Assumption song that's memed on so much? We're trying to get our block up to the top. It is. It's that Assumptions meme song where the guy does the goofy dance. So we're at whatever mode comes after the theater, so we can get copyright strike for that shit. Like fucking, I'm amazed that they force you into dealing with that. Yeah, who was Steph Curry with? I don't even remember. For some reason, I think it's New Balance, but I don't think it could have been because I don't know. I just look at it like I don't remember what I had done even before that. And the park is even not for My Player, right? This ends up being for the... I thought this is for the My Team when you're doing that. Right, it's even showing, okay, wilt. It's so weird that it, can't believe we're getting this fucking song in there. But I assume this is the way we go, right? We've done like the proving grounds and we come around. Deep impact, 4-point line active. That's what we need in real life. I always say that. That's a tribute to Curry's career. That you deserve a 4-point line to be added to the game. Because he's been playing with it all along. What is even up here? I always forget. Like some temporary event, but... Or no, I think this actually is... Or no, this is like a gym or something, isn't it? Or no, wait, this actually is a mode. Again, we do each of these till we get a permadeath. Lenny Wilkens, Hall of Fame player and coach. Oh, I didn't know. He actually died, I guess.
This is Carter Bryant from the San Antonio Spurs, and this is 2K TV. Looking forward to catching y'all in the park.
So what is the... Why do I feel like I didn't do this one before? Like, what is this mode? Is there a 3-on-3 and a 2-on-2 maybe in here? 0 out of 3 opponents ready. Like some of these end up overlapping. Like what's the difference between this and the other mode? Look at this clown, dude. Holy shit. But no, I like sort of the character class nature that this character almost takes on. Is where you feel like... Can I move around as we're doing this? Oh, we can move around. We'll just role play as the ball boy. Damn, he's hitting those though. I should try to defend him or something. Yeah, try to make it a little difficult for him here. Look at this, look at this. He can't get behind me. Damn. He's actually hitting those pretty well now. Alright, I gotta give it to you there. It's kind of cool that you get to fuck around there in the middle. You can kind of just make your own gameplay out of this, even if... He's not even trying to take a layup though, like he's just living with the jump shots. I'm trying to do that thing where I contest, but... We're getting like fucking F-Zero music out here. You can't even really properly contest or anything. 0 out of 3 opponents ready. Like, what is happening here, though? Why is this taking so long? Why do I have to do this? And what is the point of this? Now I'm just stuck. I'm just frozen. Like, what happened? Hydrates better than water. There's always this weird effect, like where certain things will make you more thirsty somehow. Right, like even, oh, coffee doesn't hydrate you, and even like soda and stuff, like, oh, I'm thirsty, get me a soda. But wait a second, that doesn't hydrate you, it actually dehydrates you. But to be fair, I guess that's the origin story of Gatorade that gives it some credibility, is like the Florida Gators, that's why it's called that, made that to help their players stay hydrated during games or something. That's what they, at least I saw an ad like that. So I may skip this one because it doesn't actually work. Where did the ball even go? Oh, there it is. Okay, forget this. We'll skip it because it's just not working. And then I will go to the next one here. But no, yeah, this character feels almost like a character class where you have like great strengths and weaknesses and sort of, you know, you're a very defined character where you can, the art of shooting. I don't really remember this. I'll go hot zones. This is like a single player type thing, I think. Yeah, I wonder how much they reuse songs like from older 2K games. Oh god, is this what we're where I like Mario Kart? Like what I appreciate the sim-like quality that they're trying to give this game, but leave that to GTA or some shit. Like why? Wait, there's nobody here though. Hitting the side should penalize you a bit more. Ghost Racer user's best race. Do you have to slow down for that basically, but I don't want to. But no, this doesn't count as permadeath if there's nobody else to even play against. Why did it even start that if it should always try to look for somebody? Really, this is such a goofy thing to even have in the game, but I appreciate that they're trying to. Does NASCAR have a basketball mini game in their games? Well, basically what I was trying to do is actually find a PvP match, because I'll still count this towards the same thing like I did before. Like if I lose, you know, we move on, otherwise we keep doing it. And I don't know if this gives you VC and shit too, but yeah, at no point am I letting go of the accelerator. Like I don't want to wait. And this thing holds up pretty well against the walls and stuff, but it should be a bit more punishing that way. That's the problem like with GTA driving and stuff too. Sometimes it's too forgiving, so it feels kind of meaningless what you do. You can bump up against walls, it's fine. You can just kind of... Every vehicle feels too good. Like GTA 4 certainly had its flaws there, but it at least made the shitty vehicles feel shitty. And the better vehicles, you could definitely tell the difference. $155. I guess I would lose just by that token alone, but I don't even want to count that. I just want to... I want to actually play against somebody. Like, what do you mean? Like, maybe nobody's doing it or what? Play the... Oh, here we go. Matchmaking. Race against other members of the community. The winner gets 200 VC and season experience. We try to knock his ass off the fucking... He's doing some drifting that I don't even know how to do. Totally not chase. Looks like he's kind of lagging out a little bit too. Gonna keep pumping that a little bit. Only when you really need to, or maybe around the corners you should do it. Because maybe that helps you avoid hitting the side, or no, you still kind of hit the side, but... This at least we're going against somebody, but why does it have to just be one person? It could be, right, a whole group of matchmaking. What? How? Is there maybe some penalty if you let it run out all the way? How is he doing this? Just wait till the end and then use it all, but how did he suddenly do that? Or he's doing all these weird moves that I don't know how to do. We were with him like the whole way and then we fucked up. I think it's physically impossible to do that. There's some other mechanics that I'm just not doing. Right, where he's doing some sort of drift or some shit. Yeah, I lost. I mean, I can't. I don't know how this works. So fucking dumb, dude. He looks like he's doing some kind of interesting animation there that you can barely see. 153, not too bad, but... Oh, like if you get that fastest time overall, you get like 1 million VC there, I guess. You got paint, tattoo. I haven't messed with any of these kind of cosmetic things. Or can you even do anything here? Yeah, you can buy shit from there. Street Kings. I thought this was like some almost single player type thing, but maybe right where that one NPC is annoying the shit out of you there. NBA 2K 1999, but then it wouldn't have been 2K. Or that's why it was called 2K, because it was going into 2K. Yeah, is this against other players or what? Challenge Street Kings bosses in any order. I don't care about this. Anything that's not multiplayer, right? I could care less. It's just kind of boring, right? The whole point of these games is, oh, you gotta flex your ego or some shit. I don't even know, but yeah, like, I love how some of these taller players would be in like everyday life, like, oh, some buildings are not meant for somebody that tall, right? Your head would be hitting the roof in the room that I'm in right now if you were, you know, if you're Wemby or something, so... Yeah, this I think is all single player type shit that the guy gave us a big spiel when we came here before. We gotta try our Riz and pick up some chicks. What is this? It's not even letting me do anything. Wait, it's the same thing. Why even have two of them? Okay, let's check the middle. But basically... Or wait, what am I even doing? I lost, so I can't even play anymore as my player. Let's just see if we can get to 69 overall. Right, with what... Or no, I already upgraded though, so I didn't get anything probably from that. Wait, how did we end up here now? What is happening? It's not letting me escape. Like, how did I come in here? Oh yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. We would have to go and do the Play Now Online again. But no, it's basically like... Some of these cosmetics are goofy as hell too. Where is that? Right, we would probably shouldn't take too much more, but I'm also kind of throttling it a little bit. Like I said, I don't care about the overall because I'm doing certain ones that cost more. Like you could easily raise your overall if you just wanted to, you know, like let's put a point in something else that I actually want to do. Let's say this 709, okay. Am I 69 overall now? I'm still 68. Okay, fine.